thanks a lot for taking time out for this interview.
Thank you.
The first question is going to be a really run-of-the-mill question. It's just going to be, tell us about yourself and your professional educational background.
Okay, so I'm actually a biologist. I started working in microbiology, specialized in microbiology, and was working with viruses at the time, so poliovirus, hepatitis A, all those nasty bugs essentially. And now I'm in the beauty industry. I've been for 9 years, just over 9 years, and really, it was quite a big shift from academia and basic science to the beauty industry. I'm really enjoying it.
And can you tell us about your work with Procter & Gamble specifically, and how you integrated your education, if I would say in microbiology, with hair and scare research development that you've been involved with Procter & Gamble?
Right, okay. So within those 9 years at Procter & Gamble, I started off working in skincare, and then I moved into color cosmetics, and then ended up in hair and scalp care where I'm today. And one of the most important pieces, especially in hair and scalp care, and even more specifically in scalp care, is really helping people understand what the scientific background of those conditions is. Quite often people have lots of myths and misconceptions about what scalp problems really are, and it's really important for us to help people understand what the scientific knowledge is and what the real reasons behind them are.
Alright, can you tell us about some of the major development or scientific innovations, if you can say, that you have brought about working as a team for Procter & Gamble?
Okay, so I started working on skin creams, and we've worked on a product specifically that was for body moisturization, where we looked at new ingredient combinations that enable you to really break this dry skin cycle and really moisturize the skin deeply and sufficiently for even very dry skin. Then I worked on cosmetic foundations. That was a product which is also on the market now, which has a very natural look. So the skin tonality actually shines through the foundation, makes sure that you look very natural, not as unnatural as older products would look like. And the latest on Head and Shoulders, really the biggest breakthrough there is like the fundamental research and science that we're doing to really understand scalp, understand hair growth, understand hair quality, and how we can link this to breakthrough technologies that really enable people to get rid of their scalp problems in a very effective way.
Alright, you've also been involved in marketing design for a number of skin and hair care brands for Procter & Gamble. Can you tell us about how your scientific research and innovation comes into play when you're shaping the overall marketing campaigns, overall marketing designs for some of these very major products?
Okay.
For example, Head and Shoulders or Pantene.
Okay. So for Head and Shoulders, it's very simple actually, because there is a lot of fundamental science going into the development of a product. So of course we would like to talk about that as well. There's one element, and we're trying to help people understand that there is really a lot of credibility behind the products when we're launching them. So if you, for example, think that we're launching a new product, it's not that we just mix it together and go out there, but we really test it clinically very, very vigorously. We have a long testing process to really understand the benefits of the product before we really bring it to the market. That's the one thing. The other thing is that really we're trying to help, as I said before, people to understand what their conditions are really caused by and how they can really treat their scalp and their hair in the best possible way to look the most beautiful as they can.
Right. And what would you say are the latest research findings, the most cutting-edge research findings when you talk about hair and skincare specifically?
Yeah. So for scalp specifically, I think there's two areas. The first area is that we now really understand the cause of dandruff, and we're working more and more to understand this. So the big breakthrough in this area was that we sequenced the genome of the fungus that actually causes dandruff. It's called Malassezia. Most people don't know that it's caused by a fungus that lives on everybody's scalp. So we sequenced the genome with genetic methodologies, so really cutting edge stuff, and we found out a lot about the secrets of this fungus. And that really enables us in the future to develop more and more treatments that are more effective. So that's the one area. The other area for us is really to try and understand more what happens on the scalp. So just to give you an example, for the last 50, 60 years, the way we've assessed scalp was just by looking at it. Okay, we could see there's flakes on the scalp, there's redness, there's irritation. But now with the new modern molecular techniques, we actually have the chance to take a snapshot deep down into the scalp, essentially, and really analyze every single parameter that could go wrong in the context of dandruff or another scalp condition. And really tells us much more about what happens on the scalp.
And how do you think that Procter & Gamble engages in these research findings to somehow integrate with them with the brands any possibilities of new brands being launched when you talk about these latest research findings that you just spoke about. So would you say these would be additions to the existing brands, these research findings, or would they be including launching of new brands?
Well, most of the scientific work that we're doing, for example, for Head and Shoulders, is really to increase the quality even more of the Head and Shoulders product. So we're really trying to match the territories that we're working in anyway with the product technologies and the product benefits that we're giving. So they really give us an opportunity to even increase the quality of our products beyond what they are already.
And how do you think can you tell us about how the consumer needs and consumer trends in scalp and hair care have changed over the past few decades pertaining to skin and hair care?
There's one big thing that's changed, and I think that's a very good change. People get much more demanding these days. They say, I want it all, right? And I want it today, essentially. And that's a good thing for us because that challenges us to come up with better products. So I think the biggest thing probably is that people don't want to compromise anymore between looking after their scalp and looking after their hair. And as I said, I think that's a good thing because with the formulations, with the product technologies that we have, we can really give people both. We've got very, very effective scalp care technologies today, and on top of that, we can give people, because of those good scalp care technologies, really good cosmetic hair benefits as well. So people feel good, have a healthy scalp, and also have beautiful looking hair.
All right.